So here we are then for another My Team episode. This one is the Australian Grand Prix, the returning Australian Grand Prix, which hasn't been on the calendar for us in quite a few seasons. In the first part of the video though, as you guys know, we like to quickly address the previous episode. Go check it out, link up in the top right. Amongst all the F1 22 gameplay, you may have missed the race, so go check it out, link up in the top right. If you're going to enjoy this one and the return of this circuit and this race, leave a like and subscribe. And yeah, in the background you can see we have some activities taking place. Also, we have a department event for the power unit regarding some new software and a few kind of online learning tools. That aside, we also received our final general maintenance upgrade from Mercedes for the power unit. So the car is now officially maxed out if you were to include supplier upgrades. The weather forecast this weekend is going to be dry, so no rain forecast. And with that said, we can jump straight into the action, into Q1 here at Albert Park. And to be fair, I'm not going to lie to you guys, you've seen on my channel, I've done some videos before, especially last month, and I think 2 months ago actually, with the new updated layout. So driving this version felt quite strange, and my muscle memory was a bit thrown off, I'm not going to lie, but nonetheless, you're going to go through the setup. You can see me here just making the adjustments as we get ready for the weekend ahead of us and trying to find the balance. I don't really have an Australia setup per se, so this was basically a modified Japan one, which I kind of brought in line with Australia and the characteristics of the track. Tyre pressures as well going pretty low because I didn't know what to expect and I wanted to be on the safer side. So yeah, here we go then, jumping on track and getting straight underway here as we have a bit of a moment through that turn 6 chicane, which I had to kind of modify and correct my line through. As I mentioned before, I'm used to the new version, so driving this did feel a bit strange at times, as through the exit of the chicane we're going to just bump the wall there.
Mind that front wing, it'll need replacing if it takes too much damage. No issues with tyre wear for now, keep taking care of them.
And unfortunately we just hit the wall and got wing damage, so I went ahead and let Schwartzman back past, and we're going to go ahead and box for a new front wing. I went back out on the exact same set of tyres for another run, and just took a little bit of fuel out of the car to be a bit more lighter and a touch more competitive. And you can see here towards the end of the lap now, currently valid, so no issues on that front. Making our way through the final corner, trying to make sure we don't run too wide here as we open DRS. And now up to the start finish, it's going to be a 1:17.4, and we move into the top 10, which is perfectly fine, to be fair. Not as fast as I would have liked, but still 10th place, and the gap to P16 is about 0.6 of a second, so we can afford to not go back out and call it quits for Q1. So you can see here Gasly up in second place behind Daniel Ricciardo, who of course is in his home Grand Prix. No Max in the top 3, he finishes in P4, a little bit off the pace. We finish in P13 though, and comfortably into Q2. Speaking of which, we put on a fresh set of tyres for this Q2 session, and this time we avoid the wall on the right straight away, so getting off to a much better first lap here and a much better banker. We've got traffic ahead of us like last time. This time it's Lance Stroll. Through the chicane we just have a bit of a moment and the car gets a bit crossed up, and we actually invalidate, unfortunately, by the smallest of margins as we ran wide out of the chicane. I went ahead though and finished the lap just to see what the delta would have been, and it's a 1:17.3, so it's our fastest lap of the weekend. It's a bit faster than Q1, so that's going to give us a pretty decent delta to aim for on this final lap. So let's see what we can deliver. Ideally a 0.1 or a 0.2. Gasly's sitting on a 0.0 right now. That's kind of the pace we need to aim for. So here we go. DRS wide open, tyre temps in the sweet spot, across the start finish and into turn 1, down to 5th, open up the line. We don't quite nail it as we actually brake on the grass, and I lose a bit of time and lock up the left front. Down to turn 3 though, we brake as the wall on the left kind of disappears for a moment. We actually outbrake ourselves again and lose even more time as we have a scruffy first sector though. We now turn 5 and we recover some time, but still we're down by about a 10th in sector 1, but still 2/10 up on Latifi. Through turn 6, trying to carry that speed now through 7, and we find a bit more lap time as we now head towards turn 8. Again though, I just brake on the grass on the left side and lock the left front and lose more time, so the pace is there, but it's been a very scruffy lap. Into the fast chicane now this time. Can we not invalidate? Looks like we're going to get through just about fine, and we do have a good exit and recover a bit of time. Into turn 14 now though, hard on the brakes. Fourth gear, we do a good job through there. Probably could have carried a bit more cornering speed, but the exit was good. And we're now pretty much level with our Delta. We get some understeer through the second from last corner and just understeer a bit wide and have to get off the throttle. And look at this, we're down by over a tenth and a half. We do nail the final corner and find the 10th through there alone, but up to the line, and it's only a 17.4, and we are out of qualifying in Q2 in a bit of a shocker, and that is it for us. Very, very surprising. To be fair, the AI really raised their pace, and they found some extra time, which I didn't think they had, to be fair. And, you know, Ocon P10 with the 117.1. After that, you're in the 116s, which I don't know if I was fully able to achieve. Either way, I did feel like we threw away a lot of lap time, though. Very scruffy lap, turn 1, turn 10, I believe, or it's the 90-degree right, which no longer exists, or turn 8, I think it is. But yeah, those two corners, also the third from last corner, the right-hander, we've got some understeer. Just really struggled, man. Really scruffy lap. Haven't had one that bad in a while, and we paid the price as we get knocked out in P14. So yeah, that's it, guys. Qualifying is over. We've got a massive task on our hands in the race tomorrow. The championship is red hot. It's going to go down to the wire, and we need to win. So let's see what happens. Either way, guys, leave a like if you enjoy, subscribe for more, and subscribe, of course, to see the race tomorrow. And yeah, I'll see you guys then. As always, check out the 2 videos on your screen if you haven't seen them. And yeah, I'll see you guys for the race. Until then, take care, and let's go back from me.